Slumber Party Massacre, 1982, the year of my birth. Huh? This is
stupid 82.
Fuck,
what's the good year, Jared?
81.
81.
I don't have a synopsis. I didn't get that, evidently.
Guy with the drill kills.
Well, let me tell you.
High school. High school.
There's a girl whose parents goes away. She's having a sleepover. She invites all of her friends. Little does she know that a psycho has escaped.
I think you can use the title as the summary.
It's exactly what it says it is.
That is marketing. That is direct marketing.
Yeah.
There's a slumber party, and it's a massacre.
Yeah.
This was directed by Amy Holden Jones, known as the writer of Mystic Pizza, the Beethoven movies, and Indecent Proposal.
with Charles Grodin?
Yeah.
Oh, she also did the screenplay for The Relic. If you guys seen that.
Oh, I didn't see that. Written by Rita Mae Brown, who wrote this as a like a satire of this kind of movie, but they just went ahead and just fucking made it like it's a real thing. So they took all of her.
Before we get too much into the movie, I don't doubt that they wrote it as a satire, and I think that's why one of the reasons I was happy you chose this one. When you get into the 80s slasher genre, that's what it became.
Like just satire.
This was intended to be wrote as a satire of the genre, and ended up being an exact replica of what was going on in the genre.
Well, and let me just say this too. I never in a million years would have thought that this is written and directed by women.
Oh no, man! There's like some
never would
as
have
far as
guessed
gratuitous nudity goes. There is just like fucking
Well,
the whole segment of just ass and tits.
Again,
All that it is.
like it's satire. Like if you watch it, it feels like something that would be overly exaggerated satire, but doing the slasher genre.
Yeah.
It ended up being very nuanced. Like the closest you can see satire is like the beginning shower scene, where it's just following women who are talking in the shower, and then it pans down to their ass.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to get
And
into
then back up to
anything.
their head.
Yeah, it basically
and back up down to, and then back down to their ass.
It goes through all of the main female characters except for Jackie, which is the motherfucking one I want. I was like, when is Jackie gonna be her debut?
But like it was
no debut for Jackie.
You could say it was clearly done to be like, this is all these movies are,
Yes.
but it was so exact to how those movies do it. Like you can watch it and just be like, no, it's just an 80s slasher movie. It's just what they do.
It one cool, it's just what they do. But it kind of flipped the script as far as like this may have been like the first 80s slasher that didn't wear a mask.
Yeah.
At
Silver Fox.
least all the big ones, all the mainstream ones. But I mean, this one's right there. He shows his face.
And you could take it as like making fun of the genre and how pointless it is, because they never give you a reason why he's killing someone.
No, he looks like
just straight in the beginning, you got a guy talking to a girl, carries a ladder for her, the guy walks off, and the dude jumps out of a van and kills her with the drill.
He looks
and you
like,
don't get any more explanation for any of the killings. The closest you get is at the very end when he's like, "You're so pretty." It takes
You don't
a
need
lot.
one.
It takes a lot to love someone.
Just escaped.
Yeah, it takes a lot of love to do this to someone. That's as close as you get.
Yeah, the guy looks like your dad's friend when you were a kid, like 40, 50-year-old gray fox, wears too much fucking denim, probably smells like Winston cigarettes and too much cologne.
They said he stayed away from the cast, so they like only saw him as the killer. Like he like read books and studied up on.
What was the thing his performance was influenced by some sort of animal or something? What was that? A peacock. That's what it was. Motherfucker influenced by a peacock.
Oh.
But yeah, I think this is one of those ones from that whole genre. James Ray, who brought up The Mutilator, is another one. It's everything great and everything terrible about the genre, done with nothing else other than those.
We got the tagline is, "You bring the pizza, I'll bring the drill."
Yeah, that drill, man, that is the most unwieldy motherfucking weapon for a murderer.
Well,
if someone saw you running from the school as he does at the beginning, they would be like, oh, look, that motherfucker looks like a guy that would murder somebody with a big drill.
I mean, it was written and directed by two women. You know, that's representing a dick.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
You
That's
know
a good
that
point.
is.
But
And
they have enough shots too, like of behind the shots of behind him with the woman down between his legs cowering, and then they like drop the drill down like he's hanging dog.
yeah, for sure. And then they slice the thing and jumping spoiler
yeah,
right to
that's
the
true.
end.
Cut the half.
The
cut the
Wow.
machete.
You
That
just
was-
Cut his dick off,
That was one of the.
and then chopped him up.
That was one of the more nonsensical scenes, because she's got a machete and he's got this big drill
Right.
with this big drill bit,
It's
and she
thick.
just kind of
It's thick, ain't it, Frank?
Hell yeah.
She-
Big thick drill.
she haphazardly swings the machete and cuts this big fucking drill bit in half.
Yeah.
Right in half.
Yeah, that was one of the funniest things about this movie is when these women try to attack this man. Like, it's hilarious. It's like so haphazard and just like when she runs up with the hatch, fucking just hilarious, man.
But yeah, I always laugh when thinking of when I think about this movie, because it's I obviously can't remember 82.
Yeah.
I was 1. But like I try to think at the time how this would have been received, because the 80s of slashers that I think, that's what it is. But it may have been done at a point in time when slashers hadn't went that far, like that pointless, that much gratuitous nudity, that like slashers as a genre may have not have hit that point. So at one point in time, this may have been clearly satire. If you know the 80s slasher genre, like on into 86, this is standard slasher. Like, they did this as satire, and everybody in the genre
Yeah.
was like, that's perfection.
I mean, the slashers is probably my favorite subgenre, and this is one of my favorite slashers.
yeah, the score's great, and the fucked up thing about it was all done on a Casio by the director's brother, who they didn't have money, so he came in and fucking did it. His name's Ralph Jones. That's his only credit, is this movie and one other movie that she directed. I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, but yeah, I there's several highlights to this movie. I love the weird sexual predator neighbor that they have that comes in and
He's just a good neighbor,
He's
Frank.
just-
There was
no,
nothing there.
he's a sexual predator. He was in their house, and then he's like, I'm willing to not tell your mom about the Maui Wowie if you don't tell her I was basically fucking creeping around your house. How did he even get in there?
Tell her I scared you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this movie is like, if you have no idea about 80s slashers and you want to introduce yourself into it, I don't think this makes the top 10, just because of all the obvious.
No. If you're just watching, did you say if you're just watching slashers?
If you are ignorant of 80s slashers,
No.
and
no one's gonna like this.
you want to jump into it, I think if you pull the best of the Friday the 13th, the Halloweens, the Nightmare on Elm Streets, if you want to get into the really what the fuck, you throw Sleepaway Camp in there, and
This is better than Sleepaway Camp.
but yeah,
Where are you going? Finish this.
finish your point. But I would say this is definitely higher up on like the second wave. If you get through the first top 8 to 10 slasher movies to really get into the genre and say, I love slasher movies from the 80s, this is your
This might just
this
be
is your
outside
next
10.
stop.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't crack the top 10 at all, but it's
I agree, Jared. Usually I don't agree with you.
yeah, it's the top of the next wave.
That kind of feels good when we
So what'd you
agree.
give
Yeah.
it, Jared?
Wait.
No,
wait.
Jay, let Jason talk.
Holy smokes.
Let
Oh,
Jason
Holy
talk.
smokes.
We agree. You let him speak.
Well, like
I was going to go to Jason next. Oh, sorry.
Well, no. I just, like we said in the beginning, it's called the Slumber Party Massacre. Like, you know what you're gonna get. It's a cheesy 80s slasher with tits, gore. It has very cheesy dialogue. Again, it doesn't take long to get into things either.
Yeah, the dialogue's another thing. I'll let you finish.
What? Yeah.
Please.
Let me finish there. Jesus. You could jump in though. I mentioned dialogue. Go ahead.
The dialogue in this. The best way to describe the dialogue is every movie you have that conversation that people are having when someone walks up into it, and then they get going with the real dialogue. You know, like you'll hear well, Jimmy said last night the car wouldn't start. Oh, hey, Steve, and then purpose. This whole movie is background dialogue. No one says anything of relevance ever.
And there's no absolutely no character development, and the story. You're not going to get an amazing story. So it's just straight up tits, and it has great kills.
Yeah,
A little bit of gore.
like unless you're going to deduct for the genericness of it. I think the movie's biggest flaw, it starts out strong, just straight into it. Guy talks to girl, girl gets killed in van. There are a couple kills, and then the middle hits a slow lull as they set up the party. But because
And how about that party?
because there's no
The wine coolers.
even the party is like straight up. Okay, all the girls are here. Let's order pizza and take off our
Like
clothes.
they had like a bowl of Twinkies, a bowl of Cheetos. They ordered pizza. Speaking of pizza, so they get their pizza. The delivery guy ends up dying.
Yeah.
He gets killed. Chaos is going on. They're scared for their lives. People have gone out to try to call for help. They have knives in their hand, but they get hungry.
So they eat the pizza.
They put this box of pizza on top of the pizza delivery guy and eat it. And she says that's better. But no, like if you're in the mood for a movie like this, it's good. Like we said, maybe just outside the top 10.
Yeah.
Or if you just want something to put in and not have to pay real close attention to, just to have something on, this is great for that. I gave it a 7.
Yeah, I laughed so much in this movie from the some of the shit that when the girl runs with the circular saw and it's plugged in and then it unplugs or whatever. That's like Chevy Chase level shit to me. Body.
And then his drill must have had a pretty good battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I gave this movie a 9 out of 10. You knew it was coming.
Frank's right up there.
You knew it was coming, man. I'm
Maybe
only 2 away from Jason, but this is my shit right here. This is what I love about horror movies. This is
If you like that,
horror
then yes,
is for
this
me.
is a good one.
So the only thing that would bump it up is like maybe varying the dude's fucking killing techniques a little bit. That drill is unwieldy and fucking ridiculous. But
Yeah, I give it a 6 just because the middle gets slow. It'd be a 7 or 8 if they'd have kept pace from the beginning all the way through. For as little story as there is, you don't need any break in the killing. Is my only criticism.